Hi, Stephen here from Sound of a Nation Wave, and this is day 15 of the June daily draws. So, as we close out the weekend and approach a new week, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Good Fortune Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Litha Oracle. So, let's use our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. We have the Hanged Man. So again, this is doing what we have to do to perhaps gain a different perspective on something. Maybe the way that we've been looking at something is not giving us the right answer. We're not looking at it from the right way. So we're not seeing it as we need to be seeing it. So to me, this card always comes out where there's a change of perspective, where we need to look at things in a different way than what we're currently doing. We need to change our outlook, our vantage point, because the way we're looking at it now isn't working for us. As I said, we're not getting the insight that we need to be getting by the way that we're looking at it at present. We need to change our position. We need to, in our minds, sort of come at it a different way. Try and get a more objective viewpoint. Maybe we're looking at it too subjectively, too much with our own feelings and everything in play, and we need to get a more objective sort of outlook on it. Or it could be just that the way that we're organizing our thoughts about it, maybe there's some preconceived ideas that are not applicable to this. Because maybe we're not seeing what we should be seeing because we're expecting to see something else. And that something else is not there. And so we don't see it, and we don't see the thing that is there because we're looking for the wrong thing. We've got a preconceived idea about what the insight should be instead of coming at it to see whatever insight there is from any angle that we can see anything. Broaden the way that we look at things, or look at an issue. Perhaps challenge some of those preconceived ideas. At least be willing to say, well, what if the way I'm thinking about this is not completely the right way? What other way could I be thinking about this? And sometimes that does, it's difficult for us to do that, but we have to be willing to get into that condition, that state of mind where we can be open to being surprised by what we see. And we need to surrender to the issue, to the situation, in the sense of let it speak to us. We shouldn't be trying to control the way it reveals itself to us. We should just let it reveal itself to us. But sometimes that's a little bit uncomfortable, letting go of that familiar sort of way of thinking. But it may be what we need to do in order to see what we need to see. And I think that's what the Hangman comes to say to us. You may have to look at this from a different angle, from a different way. So you may need to take a pause on the way that you're trying to work this out. And you need to go back to the drawing board in your mind and come at it a different way. And it may not be the natural way that you would choose to look at it, but just give it a go and see what may arise when you do that. And we may be surprised, you know, the keyhole's there, and is the key in the picture? I think the mouse, isn't he? The mouse, if I'm correct, is holding the key. The key's there, but to unlock the heart of the matter, literally. But we need to come at it from a different way in order to get that key bit of information we need to unlock the issue before us. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Mermaid. We've had this before. In fact, I think it came out on day 2. Yes, we have the Mermaid card. Let the allure of the mystical siren seduce your curiosity. Magic awaits. So maybe we need to have an air of curiosity in the sense as well, what if we look at it this way? I know that I'm geared to look at it a certain way, but what if I was not? What if I was able to look at it a different way? What would I see then? What would become apparent? What if I'd asked different questions or started with a different premise? What would the result be? So there's an air of it is an air of curiosity that pulls us into perhaps what we need to see. There are the meanings to this card, but that's what I get in relation to this card here. So be curious enough to be willing enough to see things a different way that you would normally do, because that might be literally the key to unlocking the matter at hand that up until now you've not been seeing because of the way that we've been looking at it. Okay, that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 16. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.